Hey, good evening, everybody. Does your company use NetSuite with your engineering work? Well, let's go on a little NetSuite journey. I'm Steve Hess, VP of Product at OpenBOM, and I'm going to show you how OpenBOM integrates your CAD with NetSuite. So I'm going to start from a bill of materials. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. Let me start from a CAD design. Let's say for a moment that my company is in the business of building engines, and I'm using my favorite CAD system, in this case, Onshape, to build bills of material with OpenBOM. Okay, so we've already done that. There's plenty of information on how to do that. Works with any CAD, of course. And my company uses NetSuite to communicate with my manufacturing as well as my subcontractors. So here's my bill of material. So I want to start focusing on a few things. And we're going to kind of look ahead here. But I've got a property in here called NetSuite Type. It's something OpenBOM supports. And I've identified what type of item that this particular part or assembly will become in NetSuite. We're going to send this entire bill of materials, multi-level, all the images, files, all kinds of things. We're going to send all that to NetSuite. I'm going to take you through how we do that. But one of the important parts of that is identifying the item type that it will become. And there's other type definitions in here. I'm not going to go into all of them, but suffice to say you can control where the items end up in NetSuite. All right, let's go sign into NetSuite. Let's take a look at this. We sign into our NetSuite instance. Of course, yours may look a little different. I head over to my engineering tab and I say, I'm going to go pull up my part number 1000A. That just happens to be that pump engine. So I'm going to show you some of the March 2025 improvements that you're really going to like. First, there's some new UI, and let's go through a little bit of it. First, the settings. Lots of controls, item types, part number validation, whether or not you're sending revisions, etc. In this example, I'm going to say, look, we only send revisions to NetSuite. And then I've got some choices about derivative types I want to send. If I had other DXFs and other things, they would be listed here. There is a lot of choices. Suffice to say that OpenBOM can send any file type that you are creating out of CAD to your NetSuite. So that's really important. It's one of the March release improvements. So let's take a look at some properties. We know there's a lot of properties in NetSuite. You can see here that I have mapped a few of them to some of my OpenBOM bill of material properties, thumbnail, description. I want those to be passed over to NetSuite. Many other choices. You can set those up to meet your company's business requirements. And then something new here, type mapping. And I want you to think back to just a second ago where we saw what those settings were, those NetSuite type settings in OpenBOM. Those map to any available item type that's in your NetSuite product. So you may be serializing assemblies, you may be tracking inventory or non-inventory service items, whatever it is that you're doing, you can create a relationship between that item in OpenBOM and where it ends up in NetSuite. And again, there's a number of other settings here that are controllable. We support team settings so that only the admin can change them. There's a lot going on around in settings. So suffice to say, I've got my NetSuite all configured. I go ahead and tap here and update the manufacturing BOM, and I will receive an email that says, hey, here's some statistics about what happened. This was updated. And when I follow this link, I'm going to go right to my NetSuite bill of material. Here it is. It's at the Rev A. And I can start drilling down into this and just seeing all the things that come with NetSuite. First of all, let me size this down to my window here a little better. We can see all the items came in through our bill of material. And I'm not going to bore you going through all of this, but I know that you're familiar with this. As you mouse around or browse around your NetSuite items, you'll see the images, and they were all created in the proper types. All the other information came along with it. So I apologize for the long video, but this is the March 2025 release of OpenBOM for NetSuite. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Give it a try. Thanks.